What's up, everybody? So check it out. I apologize for the brightness of the lights going on, but I'm doing work out here. But I just want to jump on real quick and show y'all something. Now, I had to change the oil cooler on the JK, and if anybody has ever changed one before, you know it's a pain. Well, I'm changing it myself. And this is not a how-to video on how to change the oil cooler. There's a whole bunch of videos out there on how to do it. So I'm not going to do that, but I just want to point out a few things to you. So I had a lead coming from the Jeep, and there's a few places that I thought it might have been coming from. But one of the places I said, well, maybe it's the oil cooler. So I took a look at where the oil cooler is, and right up under the oil cooler is like a puddle of oil. So guess what? I figured that's where it's coming from. So I took the intake off, I took the upper and the lower off, and I bought a new one, cost like $100 and something bucks. And I can already tell you it's a little bit different. So here's the old one. Oil cooler, plastic, O-rings and everything. Here's the new one. Aluminum body. It comes with all the O-rings already on it, and it comes with new O-rings for the intake. And it comes with the O-rings that go up top and the O-rings that go on the bottom of that, all 12 of them. So you're good there. It's got the electrical connectors right here for your sensors and everything already installed. So all you gotta do is pretty much get that one out, put this one in, put the coolant hose back on, hook the connectors up, hold it back down into place, and you're good to go. Make sure you torque the specs though. So you gotta look up the specifications for it. One thing, drain the oil, because if you don't, when you pick it up, it's gonna just drip more oil in there. So it's best to just drain the oil. So drain the oil. One more thing. So I looked under there, underneath, and I said, wonder where it was leaking from. So if you look under there, right where the O-rings sit on top of the block, it looks like some residue was left on there, which means the O-rings might have been bad. So when I look at it, you can't see it here, but the O-ring right there, it's all chewed up. And then I got an O-ring down here, it's chewed. You know what? I'm gonna stick that O-ring right there. It's almost non-existent. No, it's almost gone. Oh, and this one right here is chewed up pretty bad. It was hard to see, but so the O-rings are gone. And for $100 something bucks, replace it with one with aluminum neck on it, because you know how easy these things will break. Hey, why not? So I'm gonna get back on this. Oh yeah, one more thing. It also comes with new bolts to go in the oil cooler. So you get new bolts and everything. So they send you everything you need. If y'all think y'all got a leak coming from under the block somewhere, get you one of those tools that you can see, hook up to your phone or something, where you can see down. It's like a tube where it's made for like plumbing and stuff like that, where you can see down pipes. Get you one of those, put it down there, and if you got oil sitting up under your oil cooler, yeah, it's probably where it's leaking from, somewhere in there. You think like $100 something bucks, it actually takes more time to get to it with all the nuts and bolts and everything, the intake and everything, than it does to actually replace the thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing back in so I can get the JK back to running. Peace out, y'all. All right, y'all, so check it out. I got a little glare back there. I'm standing in front of the light right now. But I'm gonna have to move in a second, so I apologize for the glare from the light, but I'll try to adjust it for you. So anyway, so I put the new oil cooler on here. Problem is, it started running hot today. Then I realized that I didn't burp the system. In other words, there's probably air in the line, and I didn't do anything for that. I didn't even think about it, especially when I know that's a known issue in vehicles, period. And then I went online and researched it, and then a couple of people offered up suggestions. They said the air in the system. I said, oh crap, you know what? I completely didn't think about that. So I said, well, I'm gonna just burp the system. Now I know there's ways you can do it. You can put it up, put the passenger side up in the air, have it on the incline, and leave the cap off and let the bubbles come up. But I decided to get one of the kits. It's like 40 bucks. And these kits come with the funnel and all the attachments to go to whatever vehicle you got. And I said, well, you know what? I never used one of these before. I'm gonna try it out. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try out this funnel kit. We're gonna stick this thing on here, see how it works, how it bubbles, the bubbles out or whatever. I've seen them on YouTube videos, but I figured I'd try it myself. So let's try this thing out and see exactly how it works. The next thing you wanna do is put the funnel like so. Let's not make it complicated. Specs for this Jeep is 50-50. And good thing is on there it actually even says Chrysler, but I already had looked it up before I went and bought it. So now what I'm gonna do is I want to fill this up about a third of the way up. You don't want to fill it all the way up because when the thermostat opens up, the bubbles start bubbling up, you fill this thing up to the top, it's gonna go everywhere. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna fill it about a third of the way up, and then I'm gonna go get in the Jeep and I'm gonna crank it up. I'm gonna turn the heater on so that a lot of the coolant will flow through the heater core. So if there's any bubbles or anything in there, it'll come back out too. And when the thermostat in there gets about halfway up, the thermostat should open up and the coolant should start flowing. And once the coolant starts flowing, if there's any air trapped in there, you'll see the bubbles come up there. Get the bubbles out of the system, let it run for a little while, because you got to let it heat up anyway. So that, crank it up, let the temperature come up, and let it idle. And while it's idling, the temperature come up. Too easy. And I'm gonna just do that, and once it stops bubbling, I'm gonna just remove it, put the stopper in there, and we're gonna take it out. So let's get it. Hold on, it's bubbling already. Now keep in mind that the bubbling that you see, that's with the engine cold. That's not the bubbling we're looking for. That's not the bubbles we're looking for. We're looking for the bubbles that's trapped in the entire system, which is when the thermostat opens up and it starts letting coolant flow everywhere. That's the bubbles that's the air that's trapped in there that we're waiting on, that's in the entire system. Oh, forgot to turn the heat on. What's up, y'all? I'm here to give y'all an update on the JK that I just put the oil cooler on. So I got everything installed, got it all back buttoned up and everything. And I took it out last night myself. It ran normal. And then she took it out today, had to go do a few things, and it ran normal. So we're just gonna say that it's good to go for now. And then when she left, I came home and I noticed there was a big puddle of antifreeze on the ground. I was like, oh man, here goes another problem. Then I got back home this afternoon, and then I still saw a bigger puddle. So I'm now trying to figure out what's wrong with this thing. Why is there a puddle of antifreeze on the ground, and where is it coming from? So after getting on there, doing a little bit of inspection, I felt up around the coolant reservoir tank, and I said, gotta be leaking somewhere from this. Didn't know whether that was a problem or not, so I just went out and found one locally. Was gonna order one online, but it takes too long to get here. I needed to solve that problem. So I got it, came back, put it on, only took like 10 minutes, it's not that complicated. And I got the other one off, and I'll show you what the problem was. I know it's kind of hard to see, but right there, there's a crack right there. It runs right there. Now, that antifreeze was leaking out pretty good. Now you might say to yourself, you know what, that little small crack, it shouldn't leak out that much, but guess what? When this thing heats up, any vehicle, it expands. When it expands, that hole probably gets a little bit bigger and coolant goes everywhere. So, and you know what, actually I saw it leaking while I was holding it. So I put the new one on, got rid of this, gonna toss it away, and that's that. So that's that. We're done with the JK for now. Y'all stay safe. Don't forget to smile. Go out and change your life. Peace out, y'all.